Service delivery is the most important part in running an online business, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to do it step by step with one of the top business owners in the online space, Nathan Nazareth. I'm going to show the process of generating content ideas from complete scratch using AI, and then actually making the videos for Nathan's 1 million follower audience on Instagram. And break down how you can copy me to hit your first 5 to 10K per month online with the business model content operating. Look guys, I've tried every business model under the sun, and content operating is by far the best beginner one to start because unlike SMMA or crypto or dropshipping, content operating is brand new and it's still super unsaturated and no one else is talking about it right now. It's so powerful because it takes full and complete advantage of the digital gold rush, and that's why people like Alex Hormozi, Iman Gadji, and other top creators and influencers in the online space are completely shifting their focus to do it right now themselves. Because no matter what people tell you to do, at the end of the day, just look at their actions. And everyone does the same thing, content. So as a content operator, you simply help these creators, influencers, and business owners create a content system and then run their account so that they can focus on making more money and you can get a piece of the pie yourself. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you right now on my computer. It's how I made $30,000 last month, even though I'm a college dropout as a content operator. This is the complete content operator service delivery workflow. Let's get right into it. This is the exact process that I want you to literally just copy me to go and fulfill for your clients. I'm going to make it stupid easy, including all the frameworks, AI tools, and structures you need to actually go and do a really good job. And then I'm actually going to go up and call Nathan. I'm going to send him the video ideas that we draft together using all these amazing tools. And then we're going to have him film it and actually make the content. And that's the really big difference, is we're not just a video editor. Instead, we're outsourcing the work to someone from a third world country to do it for us. We're creating a content system and a content plan for our calendar because that makes us actually have leverage. We're not a commodity. And once again, clients, they don't actually care about getting empty views. They care about making money from their content. And that's why they hire us as a content operator. So there's a lot to get through. And I'm also going to give you just video editors you can use on your own and break down the entire process in terms of brand identity, making cohesive formats, and where you can go and literally just do the exact same thing. Like I said, copy me. But first, just so we're on the same page, let's go over what content operating is at the fundamental level. It's simply managing an Instagram page for an influencer or business owner. And the big difference is we're creating a content system. We're not just editing all day because that's commodity-based work. And basically, the way it looks like is once you have 2 super clients, you don't want average ones, you want the best of the best and scale deeply with them because, as you can see, you'll make a lot more money. You're essentially the engine. They don't go directly to the video editor because, I mean, it'd be pretty funny if you just saw Iman Gadji, one, editing his own video or directly talking to the editor. Like, he's a business owner, he has a lot more pressing issues to actually do, so he just goes and hires an expert to do it for him, a content operator, which is us, right? I even have this little AI video of him doing it, right? In no world is he ever going to do this himself. He's gonna just tell Emil, hey bro, go oversee the video editors, create the content system, I'll pay you a monthly base fee plus a percentage of the sales, so you're actually tied to our success and we're both on the same page. And that's literally why it works. Like with Nathan, for example, none of these videos I edit myself. Instead, it's just a video editor making them. And then I'll show you a previous payment he's given me. We'll go to a payment processor. Let's sign in. And you'll see really basic, like this isn't anything crazy. Let's go here, Nathan. Let's choose one of these and let it load. And would you look at that, $8,400. So once again, content operator actually gets paid real money. And like we talked about, you're simply just the engine. You connect the clients to the editors, and people pay big money for this because, once again, this is the heart of the business. Without good content, you're invisible. you don't actually make any sales, and you'd be screwed. So clients are willing to pay big numbers for this, and to someone who actually understands it, not someone who's just going to blindly edit. And essentially, look guys, like if I did it, you can do it too. And this video is about service delivery. So if you want to learn how to land clients, I suggest this video. It breaks it down and talks about how to position yourself like an authority. But today is all about actually just providing the service and making the content itself, which we'll get into in about the next minute. And once again, if this guy could do it, you could too. One of my actual case studies that I work with one-on-one, Jack only has 100 followers and he made 10K doing it. Along with all these other people, Yash did $17,000 in a month. Christian did $100,000, which is just insane. I think he had one client that paid him $23K per month. And then he got like 4 more after that. Just crazy work. But just to break some limiting beliefs, like, look, you don't actually need lots of followers to make this happen. And even if your client doesn't have lots of followers, it doesn't mean they're not making a lot of money, because there's a difference between getting empty views and getting views for your qualified audience. Someone who actually is interested in the product or service you sell and that can afford it and go and become your customer. So I asked my friend Simon here, as you saw, only 7,000 followers on Instagram. Last month, he did $36,000. So, getting a client like Nathan is amazing, he has 1 million followers, but even if you get a Simon, imagine just taking 10% of the revenue that you generate for him with the content, that's still $3,600, which is pretty good money on top of a base pay of, let's say, 4K. You can easily get to 10K per month with just one client. And just to reiterate, like, would you guys rather have 1 million views or $1 million? Obviously, $1 million. So we're not optimizing for views. That's the entire role of the content operator. Create the content strategy to hit the pain points of our target audience to actually generate real world results, sales to our client's business. And it's just a common misconception. And I've even tested this on my own pages. And I can show you, like, with one of my top videos at 3.8 million views, it made me $10,000, which, sure, it's a lot of money, but let's look at the proportions. This is 4 million views. Now, here's a video that got 40 times less views. And guess what? It made me more money because it attracted me better clients. This video was more storytelling. It was talking about the journey of entrepreneurship, breaking down the content operator business model. And this was just empty motivation. Yeah, sure, it was cool. Got a lot of views. People liked it, but it didn't drive purchases. So how do we actually optimize for purchases? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's 4 steps. First, we're going to do client branding and niche selection. And the reason why this is super important, because how are you going to make content that targets someone if you don't know what industry to target them in, right? And we're going to break down the ICP as well, which just stands for Ideal Customer Profile. It's like the perfect client you could ever have. And then after that, we're going to talk about video formats and actually ideating these concepts using a couple charts here and this AI hook generator that I'm going to show you. Then we're just going to organize it. And finally, we're going to outsource it to the video editor. And after we take a look at all that, we're actually going to make the content, send it to Nathan, and show you the entire process. And literally, guys, that's it. That's how service delivery works. You get the client, you build the content system, you give it to the editor, boom, 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 you're at 10K per month. So let's get started. Number 1, client branding and niche selection. So essentially, the number 1 thing you want to remember is that with your clients, they run personal brands. The word personal is in the phrase for a reason. It needs to be specific to him. You can't just copy what people are doing because it'll be inauthentic and it actually will hurt your business. It's like Messi trying to do a step over and score a header. Like, that's something Cristiano Ronaldo will do, right? You can still be good without directly copying people, just simply taking inspiration. And that's why angles are important. And I'll give you a little quick story, like with Nathan. I worked with him previously. He was one of my clients and we were struggling. We couldn't figure out, like, why aren't these videos doing well? They're getting views, but they're not converting. And we just realized, like, every other person online is, promoting their, like, Lamborghinis, their lifestyle to sell their coaching offers. And then we realized, like, okay, we have to stand out. How do we do it? And then we made the switch. All of a sudden, you're not making money just to buy a faster car, a bigger house to live in. You're doing it to spend time with your loved ones. And then Nathan started filming with his girlfriend. And then all of a sudden, that was the angle, to have time, location, freedom more than maybe necessarily the financial freedom aspect of stuff. And that made a difference. So when you think of angles, you first start off with the core message. What is my client selling? What's specific about this in his life? And then you move on to a desired emotion or outcome. After that, you can really experiment. Like it could be relatability. I struggled with this, but then I learned this, and you sell the transformation, and that's how your client actually gets results. Or it could be a contrarian take. But the number one thing to remember is actually select a niche. And the reason this is important is because, once again, how do you create content if you don't know who it's for? The difference between fitness content for women would be very different than the difference between fitness content for men. Let's say women are trying to lose weight and men are trying to gain muscle. When I go and make those videos, or my client goes and make those videos, it's two separate things. So if anyone ever tells you online, just try to land a client first and then think about niche, that's wrong. It's completely backwards, because once again, you're going to land the client, you're not going to know anything. So with your niche selection, I recommend choosing an industry you already know a lot about in, or doing your research. For me, it was e-commerce, specifically dropshipping, because I used to dropship. And I just thought okay, well, if I know what sort of products do well, if I know more about the industry I'm content operating in, I can help my client make better content for his audience. And that's exactly what I did. So I completed an ICP outline, which basically serves as my North Star for my client service delivery. And essentially, it just breaks down, okay, who is Nathan selling to? Well, Nathan sells a coaching offer teaching beginners how to get into dropshipping. But then we realized, hey, look, why don't we gear the audience and the messaging toward people that already have a 9-to-5 job? They can still be beginners, but maybe they're a little bit older. They have some more money to spend on coaching. They're more financially qualified, and therefore the content changes, because 9-to-5ers don't really care about the new Lamborghini. They're more invested in, okay, maybe working from home, maybe taking my wife out to Greece and working from the beach on my computer. So that's important to actually outline your ideal customer profile. For us, it was 9-to-5ers. And you can even break down psychology. Okay, look, it's 23 years or older that already have a high paying job, let's say $5K per month. I would say that's considered high paying. And now we can go back into the angle and think about, okay, what do these people care about? And typically it's more educational content. And once we know that, we think, what are their pain points? Okay, what does a typical 9-to-5er have the most in his life, and then the least in scarcity? So in most, he probably has the financial somewhat covered, but he's working at a desk all day. He has to clock into work. He has a boss. So how can we hit those pain points to drive purchases to Nathan's coaching offer? Well, we sell the results of having a successful dropshipping business. So let's say it's, okay, you can, like we talked about, work from anywhere, but also you can be your own boss. You don't have to show up and clock in. You can work on your own time. And on top of that, it's more scalable. You can get a product that does really well, let's say $20K per month, and all of a sudden you don't have to work 8 hours a day. And then we go and craft a brand identity. So the main thing here is that we want a lot of the content, most, I don't say all, but most, let's say 80%, to fit a cohesive style on the channel. So when you watch one of Nathan's videos, you know what to expect from his next one, and you can go and binge the rest of his content. And this actually helps the Instagram algorithm, because it goes and finds people who like this style of content, and then it goes and sends them your new videos. But if you keep switching the format and switching how it looks, people get confused. They don't really watch you anymore. It's like, for example, if I all of a sudden start talking about dating, would you guys still be watching this video? Probably not, right? You're here to learn about service delivery in the content operator business model. And that's exactly what I'm sticking through in the entire YouTube channel. It's the same for Instagram. And you can see the font is Proxima semi-bold. And it's pretty small. It's like up here in the corner. It's in the middle here, versus someone else, let's say Rob the Bank, is a lot different. It's more like artistic, creative expression. You can see like the letters are big. They're in your face. You know, some have like this cool little font. I think that's Zinedine. And you can see the difference here. And this establishes, you know, a brand feel. Because at the end of the day, guys, people buy from people. So when you're making content for your clients, you want it to all have some sort of symmetry and be based around your client, his personal brand, his personality, and also what he sells. So that sort of can be achieved through selecting a specific color palette. Now, look, I wouldn't get into this too much. It's not really that important. Just make sure all the content looks somewhat the same and it's within one sort of style. Like with Nathan, you can see it's like small text, like we talked about. With Rob the Bank, it's a bit different, and also it's like him directly talking to the camera. And here, like the little black bars are cropped, so he's like directly in the middle and staring at the actual recording thing. Maybe these are a bit more candid. Like this one, Nathan's looking, yeah, but this one, he's like in the moment. This one, he's with his girlfriend. This one, he's flying first class. So you sort of see how that eventually goes and creates that brand identity like we talked about. So choose a color here and then choose a specific font. Fonts, Adobe, I probably like thefont.com the most. And it does matter, because like imagine if all of a sudden you guys saw a blood victim zombie on the screen. You guys would be like me, like, what the hell happened? Right? So like you're here for a reason. Even if you look at my YouTube channel, and obviously like content operating is more for Instagram, but let's go ahead and look at my channel. You see all the student case studies I have are within the same sort of style. Like we have this I made text box, and it's me and the student. So here, Yash, and we got Ilias that did 20K per month, versus more of the other type of content that I do that's like breaking things down, has like a white background. See white background here, white background here, and this is like more of the explainer videos, like the one I'm doing right now that just breaks things down. And like, guys, like this is important because it does seem a little trivial, and like I wouldn't get caught up on like the colors especially, but you know, think about it. You're not just looking at numbers. Oh, we got X amount of views, X amount of sales. Like you're also marketing to real life people. And people buy from people, so it's important you understand your niche, you understand what drives purchasing behavior, the pain points, and most importantly, like what do the people I'm selling to actually care about, what makes them intrigued, and ultimately gets them to buy from me. And that's the exact first step you need to complete, because if you don't do this, you know, how are you going to make the content? How are you going to script the content? Like who is it going to be scripted for? So with Nathan, once again, we're going for 9 to 5ers. And then in terms of angle, we're talking about making money. So it's not just to be as rich as humanly possible, be Jeff Bezos. It's more to have more time on your hands and freedom to travel and be with your loved ones. And then once again, the identity is Proximo Nova semi-bold. And in terms of color, this one, like I said, it typically is a bit more blue. It's actually the same on my Instagram as well, because blue is the color of trust. I have a little wheel here. You can go pick your own. Like purple is more like wealth, royalty. You know, orange is more like happiness, like you're excited. Green would be like more prosperity, safety, that type of thing. As you can see on my Instagram, like it's all blue, like blue, 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 blue here. And then you can kind of tell, okay, like that's your style. You'll even notice like the little stuff, blue in the background right there. And with Nathan, we kind of have that same feel, not necessarily on these videos, but overall, if you look at his Instagram page, it is like that. So once you have that established, you can officially go to number 2, which is video format and ideation. And here, there's 3 main styles you want to choose from, and all of them should be either educational, inspirational, or relatable. Anything outside of that, like entertainment, doesn't really do much for you. You know, I could have someone hit me with a sledgehammer in the back of my head. You guys would be probably entertained. But what does that achieve? Nothing. You know, you could go see me chase a bear in the woods. Nothing. It's just plain entertainment. You want to be either educated, which is what you are right now, or you want to be inspired. Maybe it's me like going to Greece, like we talked about, some lifestyle. Or relatable, maybe it's me talking about how I tried dropshipping, failed, then I tried SMA, then I failed, then crypto, and then I finally realized, hey, like what's the number one thing people need the most of, and that's content, and I became a content operator. So one of those 3 things, if you can hit all 3 in one video, you're golden. So here are some examples of the exact format now that we keep that in mind. We have talking head, we have lifestyle, and we have storytelling. Let's look at an example of everything. Here's one of my other previous clients, Andy Starring, and I'm going to play this and then refresh.
Work a job you don't want to. And 24, this is a video for you. You don't want to work a job, you don't want to boss, you want to make 10K, 20K, or even 30K a month on your own terms traveling wherever you want, doing whatever you want, eating whatever you want. I just made a document showing how I made more than $1 million last year. It has the step-by-step process that you need to take to start making money online. I'm gonna send it out, but only to those who are hungry and willing to take action. If you've made it this far, you've got what it takes to break free. Comment escape and I'll send it right over. You can keep scrolling past this video or you can take action. If you're between the...
Cool. So talking head, he's just talking to the camera, super simple. Something I also want you guys to notice is he called out his ICP. If you're between the ages of 16 and 24, this video is for you. See how that works? It all, guys, plays together because making content, getting views, getting likes, most importantly, getting sales from your videos, it's a science, it's not luck. And then we move on to lifestyle. So this is actually one of my videos. Yeah, damn, I do live a pretty good lifestyle, guys. I love my life here in California. So this is more like be inspired, like, okay, like, you know, I want to have this lifestyle as well. I should probably, you know, learn what Emil's teaching me. But notice how you didn't click on this video because of the lifestyle. Like, I'm just sitting in my room here, educating you guys, explaining how this works. And typically, you know, lifestyle does work, but I would stick more toward talking head. This is just a word of advice because I've been doing this for a long time. Because there's more pragmatic and actual like use cases to the information that you're watching versus the lifestyle. It can sometimes be empty motivation. But once again, you shouldn't just do 100% of something. Like, it can be like more of an 80-20 split. It still has to be coherent. Like, you can't be switching this up every video. But also, it doesn't have to be the exact same. So if it's like 80% talking head and then you have like 20% lifestyle just to get some more like momentum, that's perfectly fine because people are still going to watch, they're going to learn, and also they're going to like learn more about you as the personality, once again, personal brand, and what you're up to in your life. And then next, we finally have storytelling, which is the second most powerful. I always like to have lifestyle in there because it does play its role, even though it's less significant. But talking head and storytelling do the most. So let's look at this example. I might have to mute this so the video doesn't get copyrighted, but just read the text, guys. I didn't need more money. I needed to remember why I started in the first place. Doing cool shit with the people that I love and never stop laughing. Once again, that's the angle. Not just make as much money per year as you possibly can, but doing it for a purpose to spend with your loved ones. And the big difference here, guys, is that you're actually being taken on a journey. It's storytelling. He's going from, okay, this is where I was, and then he's telling you the transformation, talking about how he got there and what like he learned from it, which really does help target his audience because at the end of the day, you know, you can't just have motivation the entire way through because you don't really stand out. There's tons of people in the world with Lamborghinis that are rich, that are Jeff Bezos, but not everyone understands the grind, the struggle, and that's why storytelling has its unique role within these formats. So I would pick one to be the primary format, like I said, 80%, and then a second one to be the secondary, 20%. And then after you've done that, we can actually analyze, you know, how do we like find these video ideas in the first place? And the big thing is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Actually, no one does. People simply find angles and repackage proven concepts. So like Mr. Beast, right? He's huge, like getting 200 million views a video. Do you think he came up with this completely from scratch? Well, the answer is no. He took it from an old TV Survivor show called Naked and Afraid, and you can even see if you look closely, they're making the same facial expression. He simply took the idea, repackaged the concept for a YouTube audience, and he made it 26 minutes long instead of a whole TV series. And that's kind of how it works. So here's my example of doing it. Here is one of my viral videos. It falls pretty much into storytelling, maybe a bit more lifestyle. I definitely need to mute this. So I tried 100 business models. All of them failed, but the 101st one, I saw success. It's actually me with Nathan. And then, am I some mega genius that just like woke up and had this brilliant idea? No. This is where I got the inspiration from.
Joga pouquinho, você dá pra mim, passa em mim, sarra em mim. Joga pouquinho, você dá pra mim, passa.
So this is a theme page about being successful, making money online. I took the idea, repackaged it, added my own music, and then myself and Nathan, and there you go, same concept. So that's sort of how it works, and now let's move on to actually doing it ourselves. Like we talked about, it should be either inspirational, educational, or relatable, and the video itself should have a hook, which is the first 3 seconds. That's a scroll stopper. It gets people to actually like pause as they're going through their feed and watch or give permission to your video to have their attention. After that, you have to create compelling content to actually keep them engaged, and then analyze, make sure like the content is actually like leading to a purpose. There's a payoff, and at the end, a CTA or a call to action, getting them to either click a link in the bio or comment a keyword that sends them an automation, like in the case of Andy. We will see that when you click on this,
Ages of
everyone's commenting escape, because at the end of the video he says, look, if you want the blueprint on how I made $1 million, comment the word escape. And then basically it's a ManyChat automation. You can go on the website manychat.com and you simply can just add an automation, which whatever someone comments on the videos, the word AI for example, they will get the AI hook generator. Pretty simple, it takes like 10 seconds to set up. You just do that through ManyChat and they get something. And now, well, Emil, like what do they get? Like you're just giving away the AI hook generator? Yeah, but also like I'm now like creating a conversation with them. Like, why did you want the AI hook generator? And then they can see, oh, like I'm into content operating. I can ask them like, what got you interested in content operating? And I can interact with my audience and even potentially sell to them. So by giving free value, especially with an automation that just does it for you if they comment on your video, you can achieve that purpose. So going back here to the Notion board, these are sort of like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments that you want to keep in mind with your videos, and also the hero's journey. It'd be pretty boring, unrealistic, and unrelatable if Nathan just said, hey guys, like I woke up when I was 18 years old, I decided I'm not going to go to college, and then I made $1 million. Right? That's not how the world works. There needs to be some sort of story arc. So the first one would be the ordinary world. So let's think about this in terms of Nathan's audience. Okay, the ordinary world, you're a 9-to-5er, you're working a job that you hate, you have a boss, you have to clock in, and you're stuck at the desk all day. Now, what was the initial call of adventure that actually made you like decide, okay, I need to try something else? Maybe you saw your boss pull up and he only worked for 1 hour and then he left. And you're like, wow, like how can I do that? And then you started to wonder, okay, like maybe I should try being the business owner, not actually working as an employee. How do I do that? So, well, I go on Instagram, I look up best businesses to start as a 9-to-5er. I came across Nathan. Oh, but you know what? It sounded hard. So yeah, I just went back to work. But then I decided to message Nathan just in case, I was at work, I was bored. Nathan responded, let's say with the ManyChat automation. And then he told me about dropshipping. And I was like, okay, let me try it. I try it, I failed, and then there was a big climax, and then I succeeded, and then like I realized my purpose, and then, end of the story. So that's kind of how it works. And it's always something to keep in mind because it's what actually creates the content and makes sure it's compelling and engaging and isn't just like I either succeeded or I failed. Typically there does need to be some story arc. And that's most apparent with talking head and storytelling. Once again, lifestyle, it's sort of its own little category. So I actually have a content operator hook generator that does this for you. And if I pull it up here, really simple, all you have to do is give me 5 hooks in the dropshipping niche targeting. Ignore my spelling, 9-to-5ers. who are wanting to quit their job for time and location freedom. So that's something super basic we can just sort of gather data with. It's also important to actually like go look at Nathan, go look at his videos, go look at who he's following, find a bunch of other dropshippers, see what they're doing, like doing actual, market research and making distinctions between the type of content, the style of content, the format of content. Because once again, like you're doing this niche specific. And, you're not competing with a bunch of other content operators. You're only competing with the content operators in the dropshipping niche. And you do have to actually make it specific, because if you just say, e-commerce, that can mean a lot of things. E-commerce is selling things online. It could be Amazon. It could be dropshipping like we talked about, or it could be, clothing brand. It could be digital products. It could be a million different things. So it's important we actually pick an industry and stick to it. And basically, I've trained this hook generator over the last 8 months to give you really non-generic hooks. And then on top of that, give you angles to explore, like the mistake format, or, something that you wish you would have done, like more value driven. And it's something we can explore. But before we get to that, let's actually look at the structure of how to prompt this even more in depth, which is number 3, scripting and organization. I like to follow the niche plus the hook plus the target audience. And then this is what I like to add, the desired outcome with also a pain point, because this is good, but we can make it better by saying, let's also add the pain point to influence more urgency with our ideal customer profile, which by the way is 23 years old and male in the United States, let's say. And then on top of that, let's go back here. We can add a CTA and desired outcome. Include the desired outcome in terms of location and time freedom. I think we already mentioned that, did we? Yep. So time freedom with V, and let's add an angle now. We could do micro win. We could do some data backed. Yeah, maybe with the data backed angle. Add a CTA to comment the word. Let's see. Let's just say dropshipping. Obviously, this is for hooks, but it's good to also think about CTAs because we can include and incorporate that later in the video. Oh, first one right here. Notice how it's not generic at all. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. I was one of them until I built a dropshipping store on my smoke breaks. Now I work 4 hours a day from Mexico. You see how good that is? Like, this is something that Nathan would actually post, because he actually does post it because I've trained this custom GBT model. By 30, most guys feel trapped. I felt it too until I made $137 on Shopify before work one morning. And then it transitions into this storytelling. And at the end, drop the word dropshipping if you're not waiting until retirement. You see how that actually connects and there's a flow? It's exactly how I go about making the videos. And then obviously, I like to go and make sure at the very end, I say, make it less generic. Give me 5 more. And it makes it even more creative. I built my store in my mom's basement after my second layoff. Awesome. Let's keep going here, guys. We're going to go through this, then we're actually going to make the videos. On top of that, it's always good to trend stack. Basically, this is when you take advantage of a trending topic, but you're not making the entire video about the trend. You're simply adding it in, and maybe even a second one as well. So let's say Nathan is super into fitness as well. Maybe we can talk about, hey, look, he started dropshipping so he could just work out from home more. He would have more time at the gym. And now that makes it more authentic. There's more substance to it. And also it targets maybe not just dropshippers, but dropshippers who are into fitness, which is a micro niche, and there's less competition there. And the market's still enormously big, guys. There's like 350 million people alone in the United States. I'm sure a lot of those people are into fitness and also want to make money online. It's not that niche But it is smaller, meaning less competition. Other dropshippers might just be talking about it, but here is how we stand out. Once again, it's an angle. And then how do we actually organize this once we have the ideas? Well, I'm glad you guys asked. This is the IG content pipeline. You can literally just copy this. I'll show you exactly how I organize the videos once I do script them. And then I have a posting tracker to make sure we can keep everything organized. Nathan can see exactly what I'm posting and when on his account. And there's actual like proof and documentation of that. And once we've done that, we're simply going to find a video editor and give them the script with also the organizational side. Like we'll just give them access to this Notion. They'll edit it for us. And then if Nathan likes it, we'll go ahead and post. And there's your content system. We choose a talking head style video or a lifestyle or a still storytelling. We create a unique brand identity. We break down who our client is selling to. We choose the colors, we choose the fonts. And then we see how that fits in with Nathan and his personality. Because once again, personal brand. We draft up an archetype. We use really strong hooks. We organize the process. We script the videos like we mentioned. And then we hand off to a video editor. The best way to find video editors, guys, is the burner method. This is when you intentionally curate the Instagram algorithm to show you more of what you want. And you can do this with clients as well. But essentially, let's say I go and I look up Kushal.creates. I go to his following. Kushal is a video editor. He probably follows other video editors as well. I'll go look at their pages. I'll like, comment, follow them, even shoot them a message. And now I'm actively signaling to Instagram, I like video editors, show me more of it. And guys, the algorithm is super smart. When you start scrolling on your home feed, you'll see more people like Kushal, and you'll have an endless flow of video editors. And by the way, you can do the same thing with clients. And that's pretty much called the burner method. Now, if you do want a super expensive option, this guy can do any type of animation ever. You can literally just DM him, tell him Emil sent you. But Kushal is more like $30 a video, so there you go. You can even get your client to directly pay the editor because once again, it's not your job to do that. Your job is to coach the video editor and create a content system and optimize for more sales. So, there's a lot of leverage and things you can do. Like with Nathan, he actually pays the video editor separately. He pays me like that 8.4K you saw. It's all profit. It's just me getting paid as a content operator. And remember, guys, it's base plus percentage. Typically, let's say it's 10 to 15% with a bigger creator. Versus if it's a smaller creator that's maybe making like Simon 36K per month, you could even take 20% with like a 4K or 3K base. But that is another video. That's once again landing clients. This is about the service delivery. And then you could also go to Fiverr. You could get an even cheaper option for like $25 a video. And this guy is also really good. I just want to help you guys out. This is how I find video editors. But now you guys know the entire process. So let's actually get into it. Let's go ahead and script a talking head style video for Nathan. Then let's create him a lifestyle video and then a storytelling video. Then I'm going to send to the video editor. I'm going to tell the video editor, give him exact instructions on how to make it. Then Nathan's going to film it, Then I'm going to send it to the video editor and we're good to go. Then we can post, and that's the exact service delivery walkthrough. So let's get that right now. All right, so let's go to the IG content pipeline. Here is where you would put your North Star or your ICP. So remember, we know who the content is for. We have talking head, we have storytelling, and let's add one more page, which will be the lifestyle. And essentially, right now you'll see they're in withdrawn, but we're gonna add them. We're gonna add them to scripting like this. And we're going to give Nathan access to this document, this Notion template, along with the video editor. And as soon as we script it, Nathan can go either click need script revisions and it takes it here automatically. Just give it maybe like 2 minutes to update. There you go. And I'm going to go fix the revisions, see if he likes it. If he doesn't, make the changes, and then he'll uncheck it, which basically means it's ready to be edited and then checked over on the edit. So that's sort of how you organize everything. And obviously, like, this is only 3 videos, but when you have 50, this really comes in clutch because then you have the approval section, they're ready to film. Nathan will go film it. He'll add the actual draft right here. And then after that, once it's edited, goes to here, boom, boom. And then editing, edit revisions if there are any. And eventually it will go to posted. It's literally how it works, guys. So let's start with talking head. All right, let's open this up. Great. Now, it's always good to choose at least 3 hooks, and I have like a million tabs open, but let's go to the GBT. I really liked, let's see, which one was it? Even before we said make it less generic, this one was really hard hitting. It targets exactly the 9 to 5ers. You know, typically if you're in high school, you probably wouldn't maybe care too much as someone who's actually like living paycheck to paycheck. So let's go ahead and just copy this and let's add this as our first hook. And then a second one, and it's always good to have 3 because Nathan can choose between them, see if he likes one more than the other. But let's say it's one of these. Boom. And then last one, let's go with you're not lazy, your 9 to 5 is just draining you. That's a little generic in my opinion. This one's pretty funny, but obviously we'd have to see, did Nathan build in his mom's basement? Like, it does need to relate to his story, which he didn't. Let's go. Give me 5 more, but with the confessional style angle. I used to cry in my car after 12-hour shifts thinking this can't be it. That's pretty dope. I don't think Nathan cried, but he definitely was sad. I'm kind of leaning toward that one. Oh, this one for sure. I used to scroll success stories at 2 a.m. thinking, why not me? I love that. That is universal. I can relate to that. 100% is amazing. So one of these 3 hooks, and then with the body, it's always best that we first have a transitionary sentence that connects it to the rest of the story. So typically we'd want the talking head, like you saw with Andy, to be around 30 to 45 seconds. Anything longer than that is just a little bit unnecessary. So let's get like brainstorming here. 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. I was one of them. By 30, most guys feel trapped. Okay, maybe we can add a sentence that's like, here's how to get back at your boss. See how it's a little controversial? It sounds like, oh, like you're going to do something bad, but in reality, that just means you're going to go make more money as your own business owner, drop shipping, and your boss is going to be jealous. Maybe it will make him super jealous. There we go. And basically what this also does is it creates an open loop. Because we're not specifically saying like, okay, this is because we're going to create a dropshipping store, it keeps the audience like engaged. Like we talked about on those like 5 aspects of a compelling copy. It's going to keep him to the end thinking, okay, like how do I get back at your boss, right? So this is always like a great sentence that like one transitions, but also creates an open loop. So at the end, like imagine how you're going to feel if this gets answered versus if it's just like, okay, you start a dropshipping store, you get this product, blah, 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 right? It's not as good and powerful as something like this. And now I'm going to choose the actual education angle here because once again, this is a more qualified audience, meaning they're older, they have some more money, probably not interested as much in like dating and you know, maybe fitness, but let's keep it a little bit more to the dropshipping angle before we trend stack first. So I'm thinking we actually just lay out the steps of like how to do dropshipping. And let's make this as simple as possible. Like we need to get people to believe that it's actually not hard, because if we make it sound super complicated, people are just going to be like, oh, that's not for me. And they're not going to buy into Nathan's coaching program that helps beginners get into dropshipping. So let's do maybe step 1. And once again, this is why the niche is important, because I, for example, know go to AliExpress.com. This is basically a manufacturer website that, and I have a VPN, so it's going to make me slide, that finds you trending products to sell from China to the American audience as a dropshipper. So let's X out all the ads. Let's see what's trending. We have like waterproof large capacity fanny pack, some headphones. I typically like to sort by industry, and then most bought in the last 2 months. This is pretty cool. This phone case, I think it's top selling. Yep, there we go. It's in the beauty niche, and it holds your like lip balm. Rode. I think though it's a knockoff, so you have to be kind of careful with that. Another thing you can simply do is go to ChatGPT, ask it what industries are trending in it's November 7th in the dropshipping space. And let's see what it gives us. And typically the best products, and once again I know because I've actually like researched my niche, is something that solves a problem. Because, you know, things are pretty cool, but if they don't actually have a use case, you know, they're more gimmicks. Like this is actually really good. It's like a pet accessory that looks like it holds some of the dog waste. That's great. I love that. 2-in-1, no pull dog harness. Oh, and it keeps it more safe because you're not like tugging on their neck, you're tugging on their body. This is great. So let's do this product. Let's go back here. Step 1, go to aliexpress.com and choose a passionate audience of hungry buyers. I chose the pet niche and found this 2-in-1 dog harness that keeps your pup mess free. You can tell like the tone is a little bit more enthusiastic, but the cool thing is this type of content will actually drive purchasing behavior because you're showing people how it works. You're not just telling them, hey, look, go make 10K per month by starting dropshipping. No, here's actually how you do it. You go to aliexpress.com. You find a passionate audience of hungry buyers. You choose a niche. Is it pets? Is it beauty? Is it fitness? Then you find a product that solves a problem. So actually, let's add that in here. It's free. I always look for products that solve a problem. Okay, what's the next step? Step 2. And we can even add a little note for Nathan. I'm going to separate these just so it's easier for him to read. Say this verbally. Step 1, just so he knows to actually say step 1, step 2. And let's go ahead and copy. And then let's go ahead and paste. There we go. Step 2, actually this would be step 2. Go to shopify.com and make your online store with this AI tool. And Nathan actually sells an AI tool. It's actually an affiliate program. Shopify pay him to sell it to their platform, like the official Shopify.com, which is pretty insane. But once again, like this is why it's important to actually find good clients, because imagine if I had 5 random clients, I wouldn't know what they sell. I'd have to do more research versus with one person. It's so much easier to understand his brand. And personally, I'd rather have one client paying me $10,000 per month instead of 10 clients paying me $1,000 per month. So this is really going to help us. Go to shopify.com, make your online store with this tool. And here we would just say, add your affiliate link. And let's see what else. So step 1 would be AliExpress. We find the product. Step 2 would be to go to Shopify and use the AI tool to create your store. And then we could say, next, add the product from AliExpress to your store using, let's say it's AutoDS. This is pretty much just a link software. Actually, they do a lot, but they do link products from AliExpress to your store. Once again, Emil, how do you know this? How do you know this? Because I chose a niche, guys. Because I'm not running around like a headless chicken working with any client, landing the client, and then saying, oh shit, I know nothing about actually the content and who we're targeting. I also like to consult the ICP North Star document right here. So if I ever get stuck, okay, well, you know, what are the pain points of 9-to-5ers? Got it, it's included. or simply just use the ChatGPT that I've custom created for us, custom trained, and it'll give us amazing results. So add the product from AliExpress to your store using, let's add online store using AutoDS. And I also would probably underline my favorite hook that he can use if he really wants to. If he doesn't, he'd go with the other two, but I'll tell him, I suggest this one. Great. And now step 3 would be the resolution. Like we talked about the archetype. So here, once again, is sort of like ground zero. Here's the transition, sort of creating an open loop. And then here's actually the educational part of the video, like how to do it. So once on the online store, I would say, finally, I order the product from Amazon and make videos promoting it on TikTok for free. I make sure to link my store website in my bio to get sales. And now I want to transition back to this sentence to sort of close that loop. So now they're got their question answered, and also they're excited. Oh, look at how easy it was. You know, I could even add some more detail here. Let's see how much this costed. No, it wasn't that. It was this. Actually, no, it wasn't that. I have a lot of AliExpress listings. Was it like $5? Oh, we checked it on. Let's do this 2-in-1 on. Let's open AliExpress and see exactly how much it costs. Oops. Oh, this one even glows in the dark. That's pretty cool. So $7. Let's see. This one looks to also have a flashlight, which is pretty cool. $14. Obviously, you could find the exact listing. Maybe we'll go with this one. But I'm not actually sure this one has the 2-in-1 no-pull dog harness and waist bag holder. Looks like it could be one of these. It's Ask Chat. Wrong chat. It's Ask Chat. I like this, but also find me a listing with a holder on the harness to hold the dog waist. Let's see if it finds it. If it doesn't, we can still search around on our own time, but oh, looks like there isn't one. Actually, no, there is right here. Perfect. It's in Walmart. 2-in-1 dog harness with waist bag disposer. Let's write that. 2-in-1 dog harness with waist bag disposer. Oh, actually, that's pretty cool. This like automatically picks it up for yourself. We could find the listing here somewhere. Boom. Whoa, this is like a whole bag. This is actually pretty cool. You could put like a lot of stuff in here. You could put like all the waist bags. Awesome. So this is 31 euros. So let's even go and just copy this. That keeps your pup mess free. And then it's actually add this link. Whoa, that's way too big though. Editor, check this. So we're just adding notes so the editor knows which to actually include in the video. There we go. And it takes us here. And it's a for $31. And then on Shopify and add to your tool. and let's sell it for, I don't know, $50. That's, and then actually we'll add that in step 3. We get sales. That's $20 every sale in pure profit for us. And now it's connected back to the boss. Now we get to work from the beach in Aruba. You just hit a little bit of the pain point. It's sort of like show the dream outcome, the desired outcome actually, which is right here. No, actually, it's should be somewhere here. Actually, it's up here probably. Nope, I was wrong. It's here. Desired outcome with the scripting guide. And obviously, like, this is the exact prompt you can add. 18 to 16-year-old males looking to get money online. Talk about using dropshipping in order to achieve financial time and location freedom. But once again, we're sticking to just time and location freedom. Great. So let's go back. And then now we get to work from the beach in Aruba and have our boss beg to teach him how to do it. Great. I also, guys, like to always add some sort of authority, which just shows Nathan is credible to even talk about this in the first place, which I add at the very end because I like to connect the entire script first. So, make him super jealous. If you do this properly, you will get results like this. And then here, we'll just tell the editor, include dropshipping screenshot from Nathan's successful store. Great. And now people understand the concept of dropshipping. They can see it done in action. They believe Nathan's credible because he has results. He's obviously done it before. And it's also quite engaging and opens a loop for us that is closed at the end and sort of answers our question. Now, CTA time, which is actually right here. Let's see what Mr. Chat said. Let's go back. Comment dropshipping if you're stuck in that same loop. No, where was it? HVACs. Oh, here it is. Comment dropshipping if you want to learn too. Boom. And basically then we'll go on ManyChat and we will simply, this is my ManyChat, but you would do it for obviously Nathan's account. New automation. It would be auto DM links from comments, and then it would be the next post or reel, and then it would be next we wouldn't do any of these, and we would say dropshipping. So when someone says dropshipping, what do they get? A DM that says, you know, here's a full dropshipping guide for free. And they click send me the link. Then Nathan sends them a dropshipping guide. Could be one of his YouTube videos where he breaks it down. And then after that, he can open a conversation. Here, did you enjoy the free value? Like, what made you interested in dropshipping? Are you looking to get coaching? And that's how the sale is formed. Amazing. So that's talking head, and we will add to scripting. Now I'm just gonna ping Nathan. I can literally just tag him. I am the script writer. I can literally just tag him and say, hey, Nathan, it will automatically send him a notification saying, you're done, and I need you to check this. You'll come in. If everything looks good, he'll just move it over to approval. And the ready to film section, once all the videos are in approval, so he can just film it all at once, so he doesn't have to like sit and film every individual videos, but he can just sit down once a week, film everything, and then he's good to go. And we have the whole entire content plan for the next 7 days. And so right now we would leave it at scripting, and then let's move on to lifestyle. So with lifestyle, guys, I typically look at the content that our client provides. So if we pull up Nathan's content folder, there's a lot in here. There's clips of Nathan being broke. There's self-improvement clips. This could maybe be more of like a storytelling, like he's in the sauna, he's reading a book. Let's add 1080 quality. Yep. So the main thing with lifestyle is to have a obviously purpose with it, and to tell our video editor, okay, like this is what we're gonna do. So back to this. Give me 5 hooks in the lifestyle niche or lifestyle format in the dropshipping niche for 9-to-5ers looking to be their own boss through the business model Nathan is providing coaching on. This used to be me, waking up at 6 a.m., hating the snooze button, living for Fridays. I actually kind of like that. Living for Fridays. Living for Fridays could be sort of like the hook. Like, remember that one video, guys, where it was like 100 business models tested, all failed, 101? It could be living for Fridays, and then there's some sort of climax. There's a really like trending audio, and then it goes to living for every day because I love my life, dropshipping, for example, right? Actually, I really fuck with that. I like that. Let's get another one. $0 in ad spend, no product to ship, just a laptop and Nathan's strategy. No, make it concise and more of an open loop. No clock-ins, no meetings, just Shopify notifications. That's pretty cool. I like that. And then let's do another one. I made this while you were commuting. What? I actually don't get that one. This used to be a dream. Now it's just Tuesday. Way too generic. Less generic. Side note, guys, look at how easy it is. Like, I'm just playing around with this hook generator. I'm creating the video ideas, and then we're going to get the editor to make them. Bada bing, bada boom, 10K per month. It's actually stupid simple being a content operator. I was on a Zoom call, mic off, watching my store making $98 live. Yes, let's say yes. Target servers, maybe. Yeah, so typically with the videos, especially on lifestyle, it's some sort of transformation. Like Sales 101 is you sell the outcome, not the actual like deliverables. So you don't sell the fact of learning dropshipping, you sell the fact of what your life looks like as a successful dropshipper. So we could actually do a compare and contrast, like show him being broke and then show him being successful like we talked about. So maybe it's, let's see. I got it. Do something with being less addicted to your phone. Why? Pain points. People use their phones as like coping mechanism, just like scrolling TikTok all day because they hate their job and they never really make any progress. I was addicted to scrolling. Now my phone pays my rent. There we go. There we go. There we go, guys. And like the more you do this, the better ideas you'll get. Like you guys see how I kind of like came up with that. Just simply from like reading enough of this, like you develop pattern recognition, which is basically like an eye for content, and you start to realize, okay, what's good, what's bad. So less addicted to scrolling. Maybe you could say something with the screen time. So it could be addicted to scrolling. Addicted to living, right? Just the concept. But personally, I'm sticking with this. Screw the other ones. I like this one. Boom. And now body, this is even easier. There's nothing to really script. It's show clips of broke Nathan to illustrate the transformational storyline at the start. Use this trending audio. Show Nathan successful, being his own boss, traveling with his girlfriend. And in terms of trending audio, this is even easier, guys. I just go and save everything I like on my Instagram algorithm, and then I just go to my save folders. This is actually more of a storytelling, I'd say. Maybe I'll save this for storytelling, but you can literally just find trending audios by scrolling what you've locked in on your page.
See, I got you.
Kind of plug with it.
To feel seen.
Jamaica. There you go. Use this trending audio, and then obviously at the beat drop, make a transition to this. And then call to action could be comment the word. This time it could be builder. Once again, I'll just change that in the mini chat. Comment the word builder to receive a free AI store builder to get started. And then in terms of clips, it's always better to be more specific for the editor. So let's see, is there any clip here that I like? Maybe him like dashboard showing the success is pretty cool. Yep. So let's go ahead and just copy this link. Make a transition to this. Let's see how many clips it's supposed to be. So, so that's the broke beat drop. So that's the second clip of that's him actually being successful. Another one. Another one.
Everyone's out to feel seen behind you.
5. So on the fifth one, it will be the call to action. So it's 4 clips of him being successful. 4 clips. Show Lambo. Wait, was this the Lambo? No, this is Shopify. Show Shopify. And then it could be show Lambo. And if you guys are wondering, Emil, I thought you said like no Lambo, like we're just doing educational. Yeah, remember guys, it's 80-20. Like there still can be some like more motivational, inspirational things, but you know, what this would actually look like is there'd be like 50, you know, talking head style, then there'd be only like 2 of these. But for the purposes of showing you how every format works, I just want to show you guys it. So show Lambo, and then I'll go and find a Lambo clip, which let's see here would be, could be the keys actually. That's not bad. Yeah, kind of into it. I like that. Let's do this. Copy the link, X that out, let's go back. And we'll just tell him pick 2 more. Creative expression, knock yourself out. Okay, nice. And then CTA, boom. Literally, guys, that was it. So that's the talking head, and now we have the lifestyle. And now for a bit more storytelling. So a lot of this has to do with like the personal like branding aspect of your clients. So I know Nathan used to actually get into like a lot of other business models before he landed on dropshipping, like he did SMMA. And then he also tried like launching ads for businesses around him as like a media buyer. So this personal story here, you know, could be something. Let's go back to the bot. Let's do a personal story hook about failing at other business models until he landed on dropshipping. Yeah, and give me these variations that it's asking for here. I joined an MLM. Definitely not doing that. MLM is multi-level marketing. He has not done that. I started an SMA with no clients, no skills, and no clue what I was doing. Burned out until Nathan showed me how to sell actual products, not promises. That's pretty cool. We could do something. Tried affiliate marketing. So, maybe it's like tried this, tried that. So, affiliate marketing, question mark. And then it could be drop shipping, question mark. And then it could be, what's another one? SMMA, like agency, or it's for agency, question mark. And basically at each of these, it's like an X, or it's like him trying it and failing. And then it's actually him succeeding at drop shipping. So drop shipping. And we can even just add emojis for this, just so the editor knows, or you can add the emojis themselves, like it's a check. And all of these would be like X's. Boom. 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 And we talked about trend stacking. So, what's something that we can trend stack here? Well, affiliate marketing, dropshipping, agency. Actually, I wrote dropshipping twice for some reason. Let's do crypto. Actually, Nathan got into crypto later. Media buying. Or we could just write paid ads. Agency, dropshipping. There we go. Even though, technically you could have an agency on paid ads, but I think people get the point. So in order to add another trend on top of this, let's see. There's this handy website, guys. You can go to explodingtopics.com. And then we can go to topics and see a category like travel, maybe? Magnetic selfie stick. Looks like these are specific products. This is also a good way to write the talking head scripts. AI scooter, AI dash cam, teeth roller. Let's see. Trend stack on the affiliate marketing, paid ads, agency. Travel influencers on the rise. Looks like it's going back down though. Looks like, I'm seeing a lot of AI. AI is probably a huge search term. We could even check it on Google Trends. Google Trends. Let's see, is it? This is how we do market research. My guys. It's due past days, way too short. It's due past year. Yeah, it looks like it's definitely growing. Lots of American lead, like New York, which is always good. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, we could do AI. Dropshipping. Maybe we do AI dropshipping. And that way it fits within his AI store builder. So now you're leveraging a trending topic, and it's also having to do with dropshipping. And he literally has a store builder as an AI. There we go. You see how that kind of works, guys? Just a little bit of thinking. And then honestly, let's just leave these blanks for now. Let's work on this current idea first. So let's get started. When it's typically the story-based videos, it's better to start with the audio, because based on the beat drops, it decides what we're gonna say. Because obviously, if the beat drops are spaced out, we have more time to put more text on the screen. So let's go back to this Instagram, and let's see what else have I saved. AI will replace you. Now let's see what else.
You've changed so much, Dorothy. That anger in your eyes is gone.
That's a pretty cool transition. What I'm thinking is it could be something like, let's see this. There was this audio that was like him, her, him, and then it's like, no, it's me. I just remembered by watching one of these audios. I wonder though how we can find it. We just go to YouTube maybe. YouTube. Him, her, him. Oh, bodies. That's what it was.
Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Carvel, him, her, him, bodies.
And then it'll be like AI dropshipping.
They're all dead.
Emil, how'd you like think about the sound? Guys, you literally just scroll and you just save, and then it just like pops in your head. It's really not that hard. Like, you see how we just found that? Like, literally as you're scrolling, like wasting time, save the music you like, save the sounds, market research. So it would be this audio. And then let's leave a note for the editor. As the song progresses, every time the audio mentions a name, it would be replaced with one of the hooks at the top, which would be those right there. And then at the beat drop, it would be AI drop shipping and show successful stores. And then in terms of the footage would be more of Nathan at the computer, because guys, and it's at like maybe reading, studying. You want the content itself to not be redundant. You want it to tell a story. So if it's like Nathan studying and he's, maybe in a library with a cup of coffee, it draws more of the story. Like, it adds something. You don't want the text to be the same as, let's say, the exact either song or like caption that you're writing, because it's redundant. People want things to be like added on. And I'll give you an example. Like on my YouTube channel, I said I made 2.2K in just 47 minutes. And then notice how the thumbnail doesn't say 2.2K in 47 minutes. It says sell to the rich. And you see how that adds on to the storyline? It's the same thing with storytelling content. And I'll also be making a video where I make a storytelling video myself in terms of like the full edit. Because content operating is about operating. It's not about editing. It's about actually like doing this and outsourcing it. But I am a strong believer, if you can edit something yourself, you can therefore coach the editor better in the future. So I'll make a video talking about that as well. But let's finish this one first with the service delivery. So the footage would be Nathan at a computer, reading, studying, before the beat drop. So it would be
Tiana,
So Tiana would be affiliate marketing, question mark, and then there'd be maybe an X, and then it would be paid ads. Katisha, paid ads. Katisha. Lenny Carvel. Lenny would be agency. Carvel, you know what? We're gonna have to add more. What are other like popular business models? Crypto. Nathan did do crypto, but this is still somewhat storytelling. Him, her. So when he says him, her, we can have him just like, we can have the editor go from affiliate marketing to paid ads and just like quickly like list them off again. And it's like kind of overwhelming you. And it like resembles sort of the thought process before getting into online business. Oh, like there's so much to like look at. So let's add a note there. As the song goes, him, her. Also, we should probably add quotations to make it obvious. Please flip. I wouldn't say flip. I would say, yeah, let's say flip. Flip through all the terms again, quickly, synced to the beat, and then let's have a, if we think back at the hero's journey, we can have the ordeal, sort of like the climax. Maybe he gets overwhelmed. And maybe as he's overwhelmed, Nathan just like gives up. So let's have a climax right before the drop where it's a clip of Nathan laying on his bed or giving up. And then honestly, this is a pretty strong clip, so we should probably just tell him use this. So we can help the editor craft the story. Because once again, guys, editors, they're good at editing, but they don't understand the storytelling. So let's go back to... Can I click out of this? Okay, cool. Something in his bed waking up. Yeah, maybe it's this. Maybe he's just like... It's really shaky though. Wait. Oh, but that's his girl kissing him. We need something a bit more depression. Maybe broke Nathan. Let's go here. Let's see if we have anything a bit more similar. No, probably B-roll would be the best to look at. Maybe chilling, not alone. But once again, he's too happy. We need like the actual clip selection to fit the storyline. That's a big thing, guys. Something where he's overwhelmed. It wouldn't be self-care. Walking, maybe. We don't have a giving up section. Maybe we can re-look at broke Nathan. Ooh, maybe slacking off. Yep, there we go. There we go.
Excuse me?
This is a little too close up though. Maybe this one?
Okay, go.
I want to actually show the process of him giving up, going like he's exhausted. Let's see. Maybe he's like smoking a cigarette or something. Like it just shows like he's trying to relax. Oh, smoke break. Wow, there we go. There we go. Maybe a bit more depression.
Same
like this.
thing. You look like super.
Wait. Yeah, I like that because it's showing the story. So let's go back to, I have a bajillion tabs open. Use this. And then you could even say fade out to black screen. I'm excited for this video. And then CTA, it doesn't always have to be a direct CTA. Like it could be a soft CTA that just gets them interested, like into it. Start now before it's too late or before AI takes over or whatever. Just giving some like more urgency and some reason to do it, but not necessarily always saying like click the link in my bio, buy for me. Like it doesn't always have to be like that. That's more talking head style, I'd say, because it's a bit more educational. It's a bit more acceptable to pitch versus on a shorter storytelling or lifestyle video. I would always hit a soft CTA, and let's write that down so the editor does not get confused. And now we can hit that there. And congratulations, guys. That's literally all that it was. Pretty much that's the entire workflow. You do the niche selection, you break down who you're selling to, content formats. I did all three. Pick an 80-20, so pick two of these and do 80-20. Your best bet, my suggestion is this and this, so talking head plus storytelling. Obviously, like mix in, some lifestyle, but remember, guys, it has to be congruent. You can't switch it up every day. Maybe like, once a month or something like that, but I would typically stay to that. And then obviously do your market research. You can copy proven ideas, just repackage them. And then keep in mind always the hero's journey with the, hook that we talk about with the content generator, color schemes. And now I'm basically going to go and ping Nathan, and we're going to get him to record the talking head. And the storytelling lifestyle, I'm directly going to send to the video editor. I'm going to have him make it for us. And after that, I'm going to pull it up. We're going to see the final product. And then I'm gonna tell you guys one last important thing, and that's it. Alright guys, so it's the next day and officially we have all 3 videos done. Last night Nathan took a look at the Notion, he recorded the raw files, and then the video editor went and actually completed them. Now let's go ahead and look at the final product. Alright, moment of truth. Let's take a look at all 3 videos. Nathan already moved them over to ready to post. We just have to double check that everything looks spot on. So let's get started with the talking head video. Here it is. Let's see what the editor cooked up based on our instructions.
76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. I was one of them. But here's how to get back at your boss. It will make him super jealous. If you do this properly, you'll get results like this. Step 1, go to aliexpress.com and choose a passionate audience of hungry buyers. I chose the pet niche and found this 2-in-1 dog harness that keeps your pup mess free for just $31. I always look for products that solve a problem. Step 2, go to shopify.com and make your online store with this AI tool. Next, add the product from AliExpress to your online store using autods.com and then sell it for $50. Step 3, finally, I'll order the product from Amazon and make videos promoting it on TikTok for free. I make sure to link my store website in my bio to get sales. That's $20 every single sale in pure profit for us. Now we get to work from the beach in Aruba and have our boss begging us to teach him how we did it. Comment dropshipping if you want out too.
Let's go. I love it. It's really simple. It's to the point, and it showcases what he's selling, which is a service teaching people to get into dropshipping in a very straightforward manner. It's not hard. Like, he tells you, go to Shopify, go to AliExpress, get the website built out with your product using this software, and at the end, call to action, just comment the word dropshipping and you'll get it. So it's just really easy to comprehend. It's nothing too complicated. And the important part here, and the editor already understands this, but if he doesn't for some reason, you can always add revisions and tell him he needs to visually show the story. Because this is way more powerful, showing, okay, we get the product from AliExpress and we put it on our own branded website to make it look like it's a part of our online store. And you see how it even says Paways, like it has a brand appeal to it. And this looks fantastic. I'm very happy with the end product. Let's take a look at the other videos. So that was the talking head. Let's move over to the, you know what, let's save the lifestyle for last. Let's do the storytelling first.
Tiana, Khadijah, Lenny, Carvel, him, her, him, bodies, bodies. They're all dead.
I love it. I love it. Clip selection is fantastic. That's the most important thing to look for, guys. This should illustrate what the point of the actual video is. So if he's talking about business models, him working out right here in the gym wouldn't make any sense. It would make sense for him to be on the computer. So do you see how it's all a cohesive story? And then this was really well done. It has all of the actual business models and it changes. And also attention to detail. Look at how when he goes bodies, and he's like louder, the actual text gets bigger. So look, paid ads in comparison to agency, and then crypto, much larger. And then obviously at this point, he's kind of given up. He's taking a smoke break. We're telling a story with the clip selection. That's the most important part. And then it talks about him being dead. He's like, oh, on the train. He's like giving up. And then all of a sudden drop shipping, boom, 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 boom. I love it. Let's take a look at the lifestyle now.
See, I got you need everyone feel seen.
It is also fantastic. I realized when I was actually making this, let's see, lifestyle, we had a hook here, but we didn't actually talk about when the beat drops, what you're supposed to say. So I had the editor go back and obviously add the living for Mondays to create a coherent point. Okay, so most people, the 9-to-5ers, they hate their job, they hate their life. They're living for Fridays because the weekends is when they get to relax. But as an entrepreneur, you live for Fridays and Mondays because you love your job. You love what you do. Look, Nathan's happy. He's hanging out with his girlfriend because he has the time and location freedom like we talked about. On top of that, these are wholesome clips. It's like him with his dog. It wouldn't make sense to have his Lamborghini here because we're not talking about financial freedom. Now, it is sprinkled throughout, like you saw in the other storytelling video, like his Lambo was there, which is not a bad thing. It just shouldn't be the main focus, especially if that's the angle we're portraying with Nathan's brand. And Mondays, we added also be grateful, because it just goes to show you, like, this is Nathan's sort of main point is, guys, like, don't just try to optimize to make the most money possible. Optimize to have a great life, period. So we added that in. And then, of course, always good to show Shopify results to sort of like bridge the connection. Like, how do you do this? Oh, okay, through dropshipping. And this, subconsciously places Nathan as an authority, because now, if you want to learn it and have a life like Nathan, you go to him for help. And that's pretty much it. It's really that simple. The only thing we have left is obviously go in the posting tracker. So here I would put the lifestyle, and then, maybe just we can say don't live for Fridays. So it's a bit obvious. We'll put the date, we'll put the raw footage and the final version, and we'll post it so we can keep everything organized. And last but not least, obviously make sure that none of the videos go against any of the Instagram guidelines. I just feel like it's important to look at some of that. And really, that's the entire process. But I do have to tell you guys something. I actually lied. Other than the talking head style video, the other two, the lifestyle and the storytelling, I made them myself. Just to prove a point that it's not actually difficult. Now, when you do want to scale and be like a real content operator, the whole point is operating, which is not editing because that's low leverage. But I just want to show you guys it's actually not that difficult, even when getting started. I'm not a genius editor. I could never do any of the talking head style animations. That's why that's outsourced. It was like $30. But this stuff, I literally just put text. Living for Fridays, living for Mondays. I added a couple sound effects. I have the song here, and then I just focus on the clip selection. And then the same thing with the lifestyle video, or actually no, this is the storytelling video. Affiliate marketing, paid ads, and I just kept switching between all of them. And then here, because like the music was sort of dying out, I even made it fade out and fade into this. Drop shipping. Also, by the way, this is a clip of me. I had to sneak it in here back when I tried drop shipping. Wait, maybe I can drag this and show you guys. Yep, there's your boy. There's your boy right there. But anyways, let's go ahead and redo that. It's really that basic, guys. You add drop shipping, you add the text, and it's simple. And now look, at the end of the day, you do want a video editor to do all of it so you can focus more on the content strategy. And something to also keep in mind is, once again, does this fit in with the actual brand that your client is talking about? So, if you were to go and make content and Nathan, his brand is more about being scrappy, getting things together, not being super professional, maybe it wouldn't fit, right? Like, as you can see, Nathan's pretty stoic. That's why the text is small, like we talked about, versus, Rob the Bank is super creative. You want to see the artistic expression, hence the italics and cursive on the fonts. These are little things that play a big role because, you guys have all watched Eman Gadget's content. It's super professional. It's like a Netflix style camera. It's him being the authority. But if I were to do that, you guys would be like, yo, Emil, like what's going on? It's not authentic, and people buy because they trust your client. And the best way to trust your client is to just have him be himself and then optimize that, because remember, it's a personal brand. There's a difference between copying and just getting inspiration from others. Like if you go and try to replicate Nathan's style, but you're more of like an Emil who loves cracking jokes and also just being like super down to earth, a little bit less professional, it wouldn't really work because people can just tell. So at the end of the day, that's something I want you to look out for. And then one more thing I want to add is that you don't have to get your client to record every single time. Sometimes you can just go to his YouTube channel and clip the raw footage. Like here is a really good example. It's a really good hook, and then it cuts to just one of Nathan's YouTube videos clipped, but for obviously Instagram.
The AI gold rush is finally here. here. Now is the best time to make generational wealth, but this opportunity won't last for very long. Scientists from OpenAI and Harvard predict that by 2027, AI will be smarter than the smartest human.
So you really just add B-roll, like these clips on top, but you can go to his YouTube channel, and then while you have it pulled up, find the spot that he's talking about something more interesting. Once again, it matters what you clip. If you clip something random, it won't really flow in the video. Everything is made with a purpose, guys. So that wraps up the entire content operator service delivery walkthrough. But I have a little bonus, like I mentioned. I actually help people make sure that their content works, fits within a brand identity, and I look over it as well. So I have a value call here that sort of goes over the entire thing with one of my case studies, one of my students, which I'm looking over his content personally. I do this with a bunch of people in a 6-week program where we just make sure we have the best service deliveries so we get the clients the best results possible. And the people that go through this, I actually pair them with clients. Like this is Chris. I paired him with one of my clients, Lynn Oding, who's this famous Hollywood movie director. I even have like a clip of him saying, I'm a beast content operator. Let's see here.
Hanging out with the king of content operating himself. Boom.
Yep. So Lynn and I do a bunch of work together. This is his Instagram page. He's worked with like some pretty big people like Conor McGregor, Tom Hardy. This is the guy that plays Venom in the movie. And essentially when they ask me for more work and I can't do that because I'm busy giving you guys value on this YouTube channel, I simply connect people from my case studies like Chris to go and actually do work with them. I think Chris is at like 7K this month just from Lynn. And essentially, I break down all their videos and I help them get even better results and obviously better clients. So I'm going to play this call for you guys. I'll probably just have the best parts going over everything in depth. And after that, make sure to click the first link down below in the description of this YouTube video to book a one-on-one call with me so we can build you a free strategy and make sure that you know how to hit your first 5 to 10K per month content operating. Okay, so cultivating unique content style, because like we talked about it yesterday, you can't just copy people. Because like if Nathan copied Rob the Bank, it would be weird, right? It's just not him. And like, you know, at the end of the day, like they're not just views, they're actual like human beings on the other side. And like they can tell when something isn't authentic. And, you know, the big thing about like buying from someone is you have to trust someone. So if you don't feel like he's authentic, you'll never buy from him. And then your job as a content operator has failed.
Okay, that's extremely helpful actually to know.
I wouldn't get too like stuck on the editing, like figuring out like, okay, cut here, cut there. The reason I have you do it is so you know the process, right? So when you land the client, like the editor, like every editor I've ever worked with has been a million times better at it than I have. But it's this stuff right here that I tell them, look, like it should be, you know, more in this style. We should figure out this, you know, format instead. That's what makes the biggest difference.
And the format, it comes with like the color, the font.
So format is like the type of content, talking head style, lifestyle, storytelling, the style. So format is like the type of content. The style is how the content is presented.
Which means that sometimes you can just do like a storytelling kind of pretty raw video that just hits the main pain points of our ICP. And that is just a very good video without any fancy editing or stuff like that. It's just to the point.
Exactly. So, like, once again, content operator, establish a system. So, what is that? Like, I like to look at the very basics because then, like, we have a clear vision going forward. So, format, style. And then obviously like the process in which like we coach the editor and like we get the footage from the client.
Okay, that's also very good.
And obviously like that's where the Notion systems come in. That's like where the posting tracker comes in, like all the things you have access to already.
Right. And with the format specifically, like we don't need to stick to one, of course, specifically, right? Per se for our whole.
You don't.
Different, but not mix the formats. That's the main thing I remember you said.
Yeah, you can mix them, but like 80%, 20% mix. Like if I have if I post 10 videos in a week, 8 of them talking head, 2 lifestyle. The problem is that when it's 2 lifestyle, 2 talking head, 2 storytelling, you know, 2 whatever, And that's when like the algorithm gets confused. Like what am I like optimizing here for?
That's like a lot of golden nuggets here. I'm just
I'll show you something really cool, bro. Do you know the YouTuber Mark Builds Brands?
yeah, I've heard about him, but I'd never watched like his.
Okay. Have you at least like maybe seen like that he's like shirtless and jacked?
Yeah, I think I've seen him on. He pops up on my.
Okay. So he's like blowing up. He has 100K subs. But look at his oldest videos.
Out the perfect business model for you to start. I'm not going to go over drop shipping. I'm not going to go over affiliate marketing. This is going to be a very.
Do you see how different it is? Like,
yeah, totally different
versus all of his now.
Books, and you have to go read every single title individually. There's no organization. There's
like even the audio quality is low.
And like that's on purpose. You feel like
100%. Look, he's using wired headphones.
It seems like just people want to watch more raw content and more content that resonates more with them. And
I thought the same thing. But then you look at people like this. What was his name? Tilbury? There he is.
What's the latest?
Dude, 2 million views in 7 days.
I want you to imagine for a moment that you started investing in 1998. The world's going mad for the internet. New companies are popping up out of nowhere.
Completely different. So
can I make a point here?
Yeah, go for it. I was going to ask you, what do you think?
I think that this guy is like he just gets the trust because of his age. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but the fact that he's like 20 years old talking about, with probably a PhD, talking about like, yeah, I know Dan Martell.
I agree. That's part of it. But also like Dan Martell's not that old. I mean, he's like 40, which is still pretty old, but it's not like Mark Tilbury.
The gap to what they
look at how basic this is.
Want, the possibility, their vision, their future. That's called the buying zone. The center is where the sale happens. Some people might come.
Like, I feel like this is made for like a 5-year-old, to be honest. It's so like buying zone. Like why did I show you this? What's the point? Like, what do you think?
In the beginning, I would have said that you showed this. Like now I would have said that you showed this to me because like every person has his own unique style, and then if he sticks to it, he gets the results that he wants. But at the same time, you showed me that first guy who changed his content style, and now he's doing much better than he did before.
Yeah.
So should I take it as?
I don't think he changed it like because something was doing better. Like, I haven't seen anyone do that style, like shirtless, like. You know, there's been people that like screen record, but it's just the way in which he did it, and also like he's jacked, so it like stands out. I think that's more him than the other style. Like the first style he did talking on the camera, that's kind of like the basic that like everyone learned from Iman Gadji. You could say, okay, everyone they're just looking for more like raw, authentic content, but then you see like Mark Tilbury and like, yeah, okay, fine, he's older, but like Dan Martell and even other people that aren't as old do something similar. And kind of what you realize is that, once again, it's like a style and format specific to you, specific to your client. Like when you just copy things, it doesn't work. It really doesn't, unless you like naturally are sort of like that. Mark Builds Brands, he like exploded because he stopped trying to be professional. He stopped trying to have 2 camera angles, trying to make it look like, okay, I'm this like super guru, and he's like, you know what, bro? I'm just gonna like show my like screen. I'm gonna sit in my dark room. I'm gonna work like I normally do, and I'm just gonna record that. And so he's kind of like popularizing the style, and that's what happens. Is like you take all of these as a tool to like help your client build his own system out. You don't have to necessarily copy. Like there's a difference. We talked about this yesterday: inspiration versus straight up like copying.
Okay, that's great. One specific thing I'm really like focusing on what you said is the client. So I wrote it down: a style and format specific to your client. That's very important because the first thing we actually do is determine who our ICP is. Like that's the first thing we do, because two different, as I said, like two different type of ICPs in sales: the ones that are starting out and the ones that are already advanced and want to get to bigger stages, for example. But
Yep.
so, like, if our ICP, so not like I now make a connection with the fact that if our ICP was just starting out in sales, maybe like lifestyle content would be a bit better and storytelling. But since we are like the clients that I'm looking at are more towards the advanced stuff, it would be more towards like showing specific processes and like handling objections, for example, that they would get. So like sticking to the pain points of our clients and showing those specific pain points.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you're just like making me think a lot. And because I see like what kind of clients my ideal super client would be targeting, and I see that they would probably be looking more into like just more simple videos than just fancy or like weird fonts and stuff like that. Just more raw videos, closing, objection handling, talking head style, showing processes. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, I agree, dude. It's like, maybe in 2020, you could kind of just copy things and everything would work. But there's just so many creators out there now. There's so much more competition. Like, everyone has personal brands. Even billionaires are starting one. Like, do you know Robert Herjavec? He's like the guy on Shark Tank, like Mark Cuban, all them. They all have personal brands.
Okay.
So like you're competing with them. And it's like you're not going to outcompete Mark Cuban on like business advice. You're just not. He's a billionaire. So like, why play a losing game? Why not go and create your own game? And that's kind of like what Mark Build's brand did. Like, he didn't just sit there talk about general stuff. He's like talking about specifically drop shipping, specifically how he makes his ads. Like with me, I'm just talking about like various online business models, like content. Don't play a game you're going to lose. And especially like that now there's so much more competition, this is even more apparent. Yeah, like I could never compete with Alex Ramosi on business. Like I just couldn't do it. But I still make 30, 25 to 30K a month.
Funny enough, the guy you showed me earlier, Dan Martel, I saw somewhere how they were. Did you show it on your Miro? I don't remember, but they were showing how Dan was trying to copy Alex Hormozzi's content style. So the Hormozzi was getting like 1 million or 2 views, 2 million views. Dan Martel was getting like 100K, and they were doing like the same kind of content. But they said that kind of like Dan Martel is trying to copy Alex Hormozzi, but it doesn't work because it's not genuine. It's like you're kind of trying to copy Alex Hormozzi and you're getting like 100K views, and Alex Hormozzi is doing like the same video, but it's getting like 2 million.
100%, bro.
Mm-hmm. And it ties down to exactly what you said. So like it all like makes sense now, because that was a big worry of mine on how to like, because I see, especially in sales, because like a lot of people when they make like 30-40K and they're kind of like ready to coach other people, so they go into Instagram and start trying to building their own pages and trying to create their own like mentorship and stuff like that, which is not bad because I have like more clients to work with. But at the same time, it's like with the ones that you work with, how do you distinguish, like how do you make them unique, and how do you make them like stand out between all that noise that's going on right now? So what you said like clarifies a lot on like what I need to do to like make my client stand out or like be a bit more unique, because everyone will be maybe trying to do like the same stuff, but my client will be doing like his personal stuff. He will have like his personal like content style.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be him.
Yep.
And not everyone else.
And now do you see why like having one big client is a way better strategic play than having like 4 average ones?
100%.
Because imagine doing that, and this is why like fundamentally like SMMA or like content agencies are like 10 times harder, because like imagine trying to create a unique content style for 4 different people. Right? It's just a much bigger project. You need to be like way better. You got to have a bigger team, versus when you lock in with one super client, you'll make the same amount of money and you just build it out one time. Like one time you get the format, you realize, okay, like Emil's content's a bit more scrappy. He's not a millionaire. He's not trying to look professional. He's trying to just show you, hey, look, anyone can do this. Now all you have to do is just coach the video editor and like come up with the ideas.
Yeah. Where does like the angle, the unique angle, come into all of this? Where do you position that?
Yeah, great question. I mean, it's like
what we're talking about all that time, basically, kind of.
It's one of the basic things like that just plays into all of this. Like, so once you have a format, obviously, then you have the style, but then like, what do you talk about? That's the angle. If I'm just talking about make 10K online, you're like, oh my God, dude, just shut up. Like I've seen a million people do this. But if I'm talking about, hey, look, make 10K online, not so you can go rent a Lamborghini, but so maybe you could go take your mom to Australia or, go with your girlfriend on that like New York trip. Now all of a sudden you're making money, but you're doing it for experiences, not to have some shiny Lambo that you're going to like break the bank on and that you just want people to look at you to feel good about yourself. You can sell the same product to the exact same audience and not get good results, but you can take that same product and sell it to a new audience and get better results.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. So back when I did drop shipping, there was this one product that it was like it looked like a fire, like it was a humidifier. You know what a humidifier is? It, like makes your room smell better. But they made it look like a fire. Like there's like red LED lights, and like when the mist would go up, it looked like it was burning. And everyone kept selling it, saying, "Yo, look at how cool this product is." And it worked until everyone copied, and then all of a sudden, everyone's selling the same thing with the same angle. Okay, look, it looks cool. But then someone really smart took that product and said, hey, look, don't buy it because it looks cool. That's just like a bonus. Buy it because you can put your girlfriend's perfume in there. And when you guys are long distance, your room smells like her and you get reminded of your relationship. And that fucking exploded because no one else was doing it.
Mm.
So all of a sudden, it's the same exact product, but you're selling it to couples, not just people who think it's cool. And all of a sudden, it's not a gimmick. It doesn't just look cool. All of a sudden, now it's like, okay, like this is going to remind me of my girlfriend. It's like an emotional support item.
Yeah, and you have like a lot of experience in like different things, and that's why you come up with those examples. But they're very useful. Like your dropshipping experience, for example, now can make me understand something specific to content operating, but they're not related.
Yep.
But it makes sense now. It makes sense. So like what you talk about is important.
It's what you talk about. Yeah. How you talk about it, I'd say is more style. It's more like the vibe. Like, am I yelling at you? Like, like the Andrew Tate, like, shut up, you're broke. That's like how you're talking about it. Versus me, it's a bit more calm. It's a bit more chill. And then angle is what you talk about. Like another thing with like, look at why Andrew Tate blew up. Like, bro, there's been so many of those like, like alpha male people. But like, why did Andrew Tate do the best? Because he like talked about the Matrix and like he like got politics involved. And like, even though like I don't agree with like 90% of what he says, it still is like unique. And it like stands out. Like no one else kind of did it in that way. And that's why it did well.
Yeah, like a lot of people tried to fake it because it was not them. It was not.
And have you seen the comments? They're always like shut up a little, bro.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to fake it, like Andrew Tate style content. I've seen this a lot. Like they just comment Andrew Tate style, Andrew Tate style. It's just Andrew Tate style, but you're copying it, so it's not genuine. You're not yourself, so people can see through that kind of. They're not gonna buy into your shit, for example, because it's not you.
And you said it yourself, they see through it.
Yeah.
So the best way to get people not to see through it?
What's that?
Just be yourself. There's nothing to see through. You're just being like authentically yourself.
Right. I know what the market kind of wants, because the most important thing, as we said, was like hitting the pain points of our ideal ICP. And having like videos that hit those pain points, like that's the main part, and that's how you come up with ideas. But you can be more creative. So that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, yeah. I think from here on, like what you got to do is, so once again, before you get into like week 4 client acquisition, before you start sending messages, like, find like a couple more people, really analyze their content and look at their YouTube, look at their TikTok, see like what are they currently posting? Is it actually them? Like watch enough of their videos, you'll get like a really good idea like of like who they are. And then like when it's time to outreach, your message can be that much more specific.
Yeah, I see what you mean, because I've done this for one client, and this is the one that I want to work with, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna do good if we work together. But if I do this for more people, it's gonna be better, because if one rejects, we have more options.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, like everything you said, just take it, apply it into the new research, which is look at more people, analyze more of their content on YouTube and stuff like that. Are they them? Are they like genuine? Is it them on their content? Or like what's their message and stuff like that? And yeah, and then we can talk about the week 4 and stuff. I just wanted for you to tell me if the changes I made from the last time were good enough with the hook specifically. So this one, I sent it on Telegram, and I added like some more B-rolls and stuff like that you told me to do. So I want another review of that, so that I know like how I'm gonna be making the next videos.
Okay. Let me watch. I can't share my Telegram. So let me.
No, that's cool. I think did you get it? Or
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Okay.
What advice would you give to just a new salesperson getting into any type of sales job?
It's hard because fundamentally it all comes down to skills. It's all about learning the skills. If you do not have the skills, you're not going to be able to put yourself in a position where you're going to be making the money that you need to and putting yourself in the positions that you want to be in. I would always, especially like if we're not talking about the skills, we're talking about something else. One thing that I always stood by when I first came into 7th level was at the very beginning, I know it will take time to learn the skills. So what I have to do is allow my work ethic to overcome my skill set at the very beginning. Because you can't just have great skills and be that lazy guy who works 2 hours a week, right?
Right, exactly.
You're gonna have to consistently put in the work. So at the very beginning, while I was learning the skills, I allowed my work ethic to overcome the lack of skill I had at the beginning to put myself in a position where I could earn the 30 grand, 70 grand, all this stuff.
The only thing I'll say is obviously the style. Like I know you did this before we had this talk. A little generic with like the white and like stuff, but if you fix that, bro, it's like I already see a way like bigger improvement.
Mm-hmm. So with that, with the style, you mean because I specifically, to be honest with you, I got the format from another guy who's like blowing up right now. So I got the same font from the other guy and put it on this video. So, like, would you say in terms of, because this guy, you see, he uses a lot of green. That I like. His brand is mostly green, so that's the color we're gonna be working around.
It's just like it's a little basic. Like the green is fine, but the font, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe also make it a little small, so it's not in your face. It looks a bit more professional. Like typically when things are small, they look more professional. Like with Nathan's.
Okay. And then like find another font or something like that, or what's like the suggestion specifically? Put like a small like green glow. I don't know what's.
Maybe just like a drop shadow, just so a glow would probably be a little bit too like clashing in contrast.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just like black on white, you could like it pops out a bit more. So I would just experiment with that, but really good job.
And the my way to 70K a month first year in sales, is it better than I had? Like the other one was advice for new salespeople, which was very generic. And
yeah, I think it could be even better. It's better than what it was, but maybe it's like biggest mistake at 70K per month in sales, or
that's like it instantly catches attention though.
Yeah, something like contrarian or like confessional or mistake format. Like one of the three, because right now, like my way is it's really basic. Like if you're gonna do transformational, it's got to be like 0 to 70K in a month, in 1 year or in 365 days.
Right. Okay, I get the thinking process right
Yeah,
now.
it's like play on words to make it more like this is plain English. It's not a hook. A hook grabs your attention.
Mm. Right. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. How do I save this call? If we hang up, is it gonna be saved?
I'm gonna it'll go to the same folder as all the other weekly calls.
Oh, okay.
So you can just download it from there, and then I can
Okay.
Alright guys, that officially wraps up this video. I hope you learned something, and now you can avoid a lot of the beginner mistakes and beat your content operating competition to get the best results for your clients. And once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one so I can look over your exact videos, make sure you actually are doing a good job and making the most amount of money possible, getting your client great results, just click the first link down below in the description of this YouTube video to book a one-on-one call with me and my team so we can get started. And as always, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.